back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over some shorts that I created and how to fix the problem. I created these shorts and I ended up with a front wedgie, as you see here. The gray shorts are the one that I made before, and these ones are the second ones that I made to correct the problem. So first we need to measure the waistline. Make sure that your measurement is fitting within the range of the pattern. Mine is 34. Once you have that and it fits your parameter for the pattern, you are ready to move on to the next one. Secondly, we are going to measure your hip, which is the widest part of the body, technically, if all things are healthy and in good conditions. The circumference for that for me was 42. It fitted within the range of the pattern. So I was like, okay, we're in good standing. We're good to go. Um, I did not measure the crotch. So when you have these patterns, you have to measure your crotch length. That's going to start from your center front waistline at your navel to going to go between your crotch, go back to your center back waist. From there, you will need your crotch depth, which is technically the center front of the pattern. You're going to measure from sitting on the chair, the top of the chair, to where your natural waistline would be. And then you have your thigh width. From the largest part of your thigh, you're going to measure that circumference. Usually, your thigh measurement is a half of your hip measurement. And that is if you are healthy and there are no crazy conditions going on. There are some occurrences where the thigh circumference is not half of the hip circumference. And it's those instances where, people get work done or they have medical issues. If that is the case, spandex or stretch material is always going to be your friend. Creating something that is custom fit, you have to make sure you measure that crotch because everything technically is going to drape from that horizontal line, which is that hip line. And, your darts are going to be a little bit more, they're going to be bigger in order to contour from the waist to the hip in order to have a proper fitting and not an ill-fitting pants. Now, doing some research online, I stumbled upon Melly Sews. She has a really comprehensive blog on the issues that may come up when you are working with the crotch and, just creating that pattern. Definitely take a look. These are the images from her website, and I thought they were very helpful in just navigating through it. So, first thing you need to know is depending on what you're making, if it's going to be form fitting, then your crotch detail is going to be a lot smaller because we want it to be close to the body. The fabric, since it's stretch, it's accommodating the curvature line of the body and it's going to be form fitting. A lot of times it requires a little gusset underneath, the crotch area just so that it can fit properly. On the opposite end of that spectrum are baggy clothes where the crotch line will be, a lot lower in order for it to fit properly. The best thing to do in these scenarios is to use the slash and spread method to expand the center back and the center front line so that that crotch is lengthened. If you haven't added all of your measurements to paper, put down your waist, hip, crotch depth, crotch length, and thigh, and we're gonna alter this pattern. So here we go. Stand on the opposite shore. Hello. Now that you have your actual measurements, you can go ahead and measure your pattern in comparison to your actual measurements. So you're gonna walk the measuring tape alongside the center front of that pattern. Once you have those details, write it down. For this pattern, it was 12.25 or 12 and a quarter. And then you're going to repeat the same thing for the center back. Now, ideally, the crotch depth will be the center front, but on the pattern, it'll just say center front, so just mark that. Mark your center back. For my pattern, it was 15 and a quarter. Now, when you add those together, what I got was 27.5. My measurement for the crotch length is 26. But for the pattern, there's also a seam allowance. So you have to minus 1 inch. and that gives me 26.5. Because we're creating something that is loose fitting, you have to make some adjustments. Technically, it should not fit you perfectly like how this length is fitting here. It's technically saying I only have a half an inch of ease. For the center front pattern, I decided to expand the crotch length at a half an inch at the base of the crotch. And for the center back, I expanded the crotch base at 1 inch. This allowed me a little bit more wiggle room for fitting, but once it was complete, I realized I probably should have expanded it a little bit better. If my thigh is 26 inches, then if you were to divide that by 4, that would give you 6. So technically, the distancing here for the base should be 6 inches. But I digress. Next time, we'll get it right. I went ahead and I trimmed off the pattern, just like when you're getting ready to cut your fabric, you clean off your pattern. From this part, we are going to expand the crotch length using the slash and spread method. Create your horizontal line. From there, grab your scissors, cut that line. You're going to cut all the way to the seam of the side seam. Make sure you don't cut through it because we're going to use that as an anchor. Grab another piece of paper, slide it underneath it, unless it's already there, of course. And then from there, you're going to tape one side down. Whether you use the top or the bottom, to me, I don't think it matters. This pattern is pretty simple that I can always readjust the grain line at a later time. Once you have that and you know the measurements that you need to expand, grab your ruler, make sure that you are honoring what you are trying to do. Okay, measure twice, cut once, and tape the other side down. From there, now that everything is secure, you can redefine that center front crotch. Just use your ruler, slice it off, clean it up a bit, and then you are ready to start sewing. Before we get into cutting the fabric and all of that, double check with the measuring tape. Make sure that the measurements that you are seeking and the adjustments that you are trying to make is there. Okay, a lot of times I jump the gun, I don't measure. Don't make the mistakes that I make. Please be better. Double check everything before you start, because if you catch it now, you save time later. So this is it. This is what it looks like. As you can see, for the center back pattern, I went ahead and I redefined that grain line. And we went from the gray shorts where you have a wedgie to the blue shorts where it's draping how it should drape on the body. That's it, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me. I am happy to answer any questions you may have. This pattern will be out next week. I love you guys. Thank you for all of the support, and I'll see you next time.